All right, well, let's get started. Welcome to the May 2023 OpenZFS Leadership Meeting. Not too much on the agenda today, so we'll have some time for open-ended discussion. First thing I wanted to mention is that we're starting to plan next year's OpenZFS Developer Summit. And the dates that we're looking at are October 16th and 17th. We haven't locked those in yet with the venue, but that's what we're looking at. So if anybody sees conflicts with that October 16th and 17th, then let me know. Any questions about the summit? All right, I hope you all are thinking about all the cool work that you've done over the past year and what you'd like to share with the community at talks there. All right, next item on the agenda looks like Zill locking improvements. Is this you again?
Yeah, I just added that. I made the patch a few weeks ago that should dramatically improve performance, at least it does on my tests, when multiple threads are trying to write synchronously to the same data set. The most prominent example I have is VMware vMotion to iSCSI target when it uses plenty of 64 kilobyte writes same time from multiple threads. And with code as it is now, it creates so much log contention that practically throttle speed at about 1.8 gigabyte per second, plus or minus there. The problem is that we're doing memory copy under the lock, and that by definition can't scale. Only one CPU at a time copies the data into Zill. So I created PR reference that on that ticket. I would like people to take a look. The idea is to move memory copy and zero issue out of the lock. So the only thing that stays under the lock is just allocation of chain of blocks, linking them together. So it still creates some small contentions. It's practically global lock in that case, but it's so dramatically smaller that getting 3.1 gigabyte per second after that, I suspect my NAS no longer bottleneck. I think it's bottlenecked on VMware side. I see one rough edge around the fact that if I'm postponing those data copy later, I can't. There are cases when that data copy, not copy, but right of indirect block for indirect linking into the Zill may require transaction open or even wait for transaction commit that I can't do after I already allocated chain of blocks. Otherwise, I'll get deadlock. So I work around that in my patch, but I can't say that I'm exactly happy about that exception. It's just makes a case. It also, in addition to that, it makes a case of testing Zill a bit not so strict because it behaves different in this case. So pull freezing has to work differently. So that's small chunk of that patch that I can't like. So if anybody has better ideas, I would be happy to hear. Otherwise, it works, it passes CI. So, and general review and commit would be great, just considering how big is improvement. Unless somebody has some ideas how to make it even better.
Yeah, that's a great improvement. And I see that Prakash took a look. I can bug him as well, remind him to take another look. Where is, I'm just scanning through the code. Where is this tricky part that you mentioned?
Look around line 2060.
1560?
2060.
Oh, 2060.
Yeah, I had to do exception and commit transactions earlier. I had to wait for commit earlier, just prematurely to avoid waiting later. But I would be happy to not do that, but I haven't found a way to do that. No, so actually, In case of indirect block, I can believe it's reasonable. There's probably no other way, but I'm not exactly sure with pool freezing. It's maybe I didn't dig deep enough, but that particular line of 2069 where I had to, no, I kept existing freeze, existing TXG wait synced call. In that case, that makes, as I've told, tests different from production environment that I'm not exactly happy about. If I could not do that or move it earlier so that I would have to commit, do the copy early and wait for TXG sync would be great.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully that pool freezing stuff is only for testing.
So yeah, my only concern, my concern is not that it's broken. My concern is that having different code paths for testing.
So we're not testing quite exactly the same thing when you're in the freezing test. Yeah, got it. All right.
So I would appreciate any looks on that side.
Sure.
I may look how that freezing works, because it's a bit piece here, everywhere. Yeah. Not exactly straightforward, but yeah, I would like second pair of files.
Yeah, makes sense. I can try to take a look as well.
I would appreciate.
Great. Any questions about that? Great. Other items of discussion?
I guess everybody's waiting for 2.2 release. Without Brian here, last I heard was waiting for forced commit or forced pull export PR. But he last I heard he was going to look on what's the status, and I haven't checked myself. It's just like we are stretching it from the new year. We're already kind of in Turnas in a state where we would like new ZFS for both FreeBSD and Linux versions of Turnas. We are in alpha stages in both, and now would be a good time.
Yeah, I think it's been quite a while, so I think definitely time for another release. Yeah, hopefully they're working on sorting that out. I talked to Alan a little bit ago, and it sounded like he thought it was almost done, so that's good. And then I saw the Mac OS integration seems to be coming along. Looking forward to seeing that. But I don't know that we have any. I don't have any more info on that specifically. I assume that'll be for after 2.2. That'll be for like, maybe we'll call that 3.0 or something. We'll see. Other topics for today? Okay, we may have a very short meeting. Maybe the earlier time didn't work for as many folks this time, but the next meeting will be at the later 1 p.m. time, 4 weeks from today, which will be June 13th, it looks like. Sorry, June 20th. Yes.
So many of the FreeBSD folks are obviously recovering from BSDCan, which just wrapped up. And of course, there was much discussion of OpenZFS and a lunchtime BOF, and Mav can confirm. And I'd like to propose something mildly non-technical. So I've been hosting Beehive and Jail calls, and they ping pong between a developer's call and a production user's call. And I sense that there might be interest in either organized through you and company or others, a periodic call discussing just production user topics. This has been really good for feedback, and code has been produced based on just 2 months of the jail call. So I'm bullish about that. But I welcome your thoughts.
That sounds great. I think the key to that is to get people get the word out to the relevant people and get them to attend. So if you kind of know who those people are, I would encourage you to organize that, and then you know, and then get the people that are on this call to, you know, go attend that other call. And I'm happy to coordinate, like, you know, modifying the times of this call or the schedule to kind of make it easier for folks. You know, maybe we do like whatever, like every other month, or we do every third month. We don't have this meeting, and instead we have this like a production users oriented meeting. I would kind of look to someone else to organize that and like send out the word and get people to attend and get the agenda and that kind of stuff. But I'm happy to attend that meeting and to encourage developers to attend that as well.
Okay, so fortunately, you are all easy to find, and this call is infrequent enough that I don't think it would conflict. It's more of a response to summits at conferences where well, in the annual conference here, that time scale is just a bit long for certain topics. So this is suiting this really well, but users just sharing their discoveries can be, I don't know, at a different pace. So
Yeah.
I will maybe propose some times that are not guaranteed to conflict with many of you. Go from there.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Super. And it looks like you have a greater attendance. So I'll step back.
Yeah. Sorry, any other agenda items for today? Okay, then we'll have a short meeting and I'll see you all in 4 weeks. Thanks. And thanks for that great suggestion, Michael. Look forward to seeing that meeting put together and seeing what users have to share about their experiences.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for your work.
See ya.
Bye.
See you.